Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you are joining us, and I am excited to introduce you to our guest, Jamie Alvarez Acosta. Jamie is a traditional curandero, a healer from Cusco, Peru, who has been trained and initiated by his elders in the wisdom teachings of the Andes. He has walked this path for over 30 years. And as a spiritual teacher and guide, he is best known for his heart-centered and humble approach to healing and spirituality, and is the founder of the Children of the Seven Rays and the host of is the co-founder of Children of the Seven Rays and host of the Heart of the Condor podcast. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you, Princess. It's such a beautiful honor for me to be here, sharing this beautiful space, the Andean tradition with all the people that is looking us, and, it's always such a big honor and celebration for me to be connecting in ceremonies. And for me, this relation, this sharing is a ceremony,
Absolutely. Life is a ceremony, every breath, yes?
Yes.
Remind
us that we are alive, every single breath. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, our listeners are anxious to learn from you. So many of us follow you. So many of us are so grateful for your teachings and everything that you bring from the Andes as the healer that you are. Can you expand a little bit more about, what has made you become who you are and how you lead so many, and the messages that you bring forth are so powerful? Can you share some of that with us?
Part of my story is really beautiful, because sometimes some of my students say to me, how you arrive here, how you begin in this spiritual path. And I need to recognize that I begin in the spiritual path for fears. Fears put me into the spiritual path. I have a really dramatic event. Some robbers almost killed me. And after this situation, life changed for me. It's like the only place that I feel safe is with my elders, listen and connecting and learn about spirituality. I never thinking, in my process of learning, I never thinking to do this kind of job. I just go there because I feel safe. I go there because I need a space to don't feel scared, So, yeah, that is when I realized that fears is such a beautiful medicine if you know how to use, because sometimes we try to cut these kind of emotions, or cutting these feelings, or fighting with our limitations, we say like this, when really it's a big teachers. Help you to move, help you to transform your life, help you to reconnect with pieces of you that you forget. So if these robbers never almost kill me, I never be in this path. But now, when I looking back, I say thank you, because you guys put me in this direction. So when you arrive to some realization, the only thing that you have in life is gratitude. For this reason, for me, it's a little bit difficult when the people talking about traumas, because I don't understand life like a trauma or dramatic experience. Yeah, you have experience. And if you know how to use this experience, you go to create beautiful things in life. And usually, the difficult realities that you live bring beautiful values in your life. We need to be a little more conscious of the beautiful things that we live in life. But really, these ones is the ones that create struggles in our own psychic or life or perception. You know, because imagine if somebody receives so much love and attention for everyone, you know, later the person don't know what to do to win this love, to honor the love. This person goes just to go on demanding, you need to love me because it's me. You see? So yeah, when I have some working with some people, I always try to empower the person to see these realities or these limitations or traumas in the way of medicine. You see, in the way of what you're building with this. You know? Yeah.
I love that. I love that, Jamie. Thank you so much. And I understand that through those spiritual teachings, I feel like our ancestors, the spirit world, will deliver to us opportunities for growth. And when you speak, that's how it lands for me. And it is true, those things that challenge us oftentimes will be the things that help us to be our best self in so many ways. And it sounds like that has been, your understanding as well. And when I think about that, do you have certain experiences or a particular experience that you really leaned into that brought you to who you are at this point in time? Is there one that stands out that you'd be willing to share with our listeners?
Well, what is the main experience that I live in my life is this one. You know, the idea of this robbers almost killed me, but this bring me to all one journey back to my heart. You know, and there is a little bit of mistake that the people make every time that we're talking about this process, because everyone asks the question and say, this is not a selfish journey just to focus on yourself. My master always say, you have one responsibility in life. The only responsibility that you have is you. You see? So who told you that be selfish is something wrong? Be selfish means that you are responsible for your own journey, for your own reality, for your own perception. So in my spiritual path, these situations that has happened to me help me to go more deeply into my own world. Every time that I try to live for the others, you know, and for many different reality situations, principally people that I love, or situations and realities that I love, I try to go there. And a little by little, the most places that I go, I lose myself more and more and more and more. Because I live from these people. I don't live for myself. So the spiritual journey teach me to go internally, to go more deeply into my heart. And from my heart, create relations with every single person that is living around me. But no, it's not the idea for me breaking myself and go to each person. If no, inviting this person to be into my own world. And I see things, I beginning to see from the internal world, the external world. I don't know if the idea is clear, but it's like the best place to be, because you feel the connection with you, you respect your heart, you holding your vibration. And what we talking about, the Sumaq, Sonqo, the idea of the big heart. The big heart that inviting everyone to be part of this. You see? And I don't need to break in myself. I need to holding everyone in myself. you see? And this helped me to be more pure, more in integrity, and more pure and impeccable with my relations.
That's beautiful, Jamie. Thank you so much. So when I listen to you, you know, I can feel your culture, your tradition, your heritage, you know, your lineage really, you know, shining through so brightly. And when I listen to you, I love that lineage connection, that tradition just permeates from you, and it's beautiful. What is the importance of bringing that, you know, in my culture, we would say that hochokar, that center within you, who you are, you know, how important is that for all of us to lean into? Where does that stand with you, Jamie?
Let me share one story. In the Andes, we believe that inside of us, we are born with one, we call Incamoco. It's like the seed of the Incao, or a golden seed, okay? So this golden seed growing inside of us, you know? And when the tree is, sometimes people realize that the golden tree is a little bit beautiful and small, and try to move this part quickly outside. Okay, try to receive like running in the process, you know? And there, the tree go into the center of your life, and you be like the sun and the planet. The sun is the tree, and the planet is you, running around, circles and circles, try to catch in this reality that we never catching. You see? Because like the sun push and bring us together. You see? The second style of people, say my master, is people that see the tree, holding the tree, but never put the tree out. Always holding and hiding the tree inside of herself. And these people is the people sometimes that is spiritual, that try to escape from this reality, try to do the things for his own, you know, forget about humanity and just carry the tree, this golden tree, like a treasure that somebody go to take or rob or something like this, you know? And the third part is, and this is my master say to me, exist two ways to live life. One is the easy way, and the other is the correct way. You see? The correct way sometimes is not easy. What means you need to have patience, letting the tree to growing until the tree is strong, until beginning to give the first fruits, and then move the tree outside, expose yourself. And there you go to be the center of your life. And the tree go to work for you and try to provide for you everything that you need. Sometimes this tree, this golden tree, is what is for us valuable. And sometimes for us, what is valuable is, you know, our family, maybe, you know. Sometimes for us is valuable the love, for a partner, for sometimes it's valuable for us the money, you know. So if the tree is in the middle, you never have the money, you never have love, because you always try and working for this, but don't letting this to work for you. You see? Later, the correct way is to try to hold in yourself, try to be in the middle, be in the center of your life, and receive the blessings that life brings to you. That letting life to work for you. In the Andes, my elder always say to me, in older times, we don't move the efforts, we move our lack. Because the efforts is for the cosmos, for the big spirits. These guys go to move the efforts. What we move is our lack. What means you need to know where to go to receive. That's it. You see? So people forget how to receive. And people thinking that we need to move the force and force realities and force situations and force belief systems, you know, because we don't know how to move our lack. The lack supposedly is moving by the cosmos. No, the lack is moving by us. The E-force is moving by the cosmos. You see? So I always say, be the tree, be in the center of your life, and letting everyone to come and work for you. But recognize also that this is in your life. The other person in his own life, he needs to be in the center. And you, part of the relations is that there you're working for him, one part of you. But in your life, you are the center of your life. And being the center sometimes is really difficult. Because what I say, sometimes we don't know how to receive. It's more easy to give. You know, it's a little more sacred to receive. Principally, when we receive things for our own self. You know, there is such a beautiful honor. You know.
Thank you, Jamie. You know, when I listen to you and you talk about the receiving portion of things, I can definitely understand that. And in my experience, you know, that it's like breathing. You know, we need to breathe in just as much as we need to breathe out. And it's that, you know, harmony that we are going to have, that ebb and flow that is going to bring that balance. And I love what you said about that golden tree. And the more that you know, work with that within, and it starts to produce fruit, you know, and I suppose that fruit is something that then is something that you can share, and it can be, that can be a part of the ebb and flow in the life that you're living, and that giving and receiving in that way as well. That's beautiful. Thank you. So another question that sort of leads me to is the idea of all the people that are drawn to the Andes, you know, and why is that? You know, what is it that is in your understanding, in your belief of why so many people are drawn there, you know, to whether it be to find healing or to get to the center of their heart, to find their own voice. You know, so many people are drawn to the healing capacity of you, your people, your land. Why is that?
Two things happen. One day I leading groups to Peru, and one day I working with these monks came to the Andes, and we share in their beautiful ceremonies. And this guy said to me, "Okay, what is the contribution that you guys have to humanity?" And really, maybe the main contribution, because already all the knowledge is open. With the internet, everyone have access to everything. You know, it's not like before when you need to travel and connect, you know. But I think one of the main contributions is the respect and the connection with Mother Earth. Honoring Mother Earth. Like the center of our own life, you know. And this is happening because we try to teach that Mother Earth is not resources. It's a being. And she feel, she thinking, she move, you know, she create. And one thing that we don't really see now, but in older times the ancestors always work in this way, is we cultivate things. So My elder always say to me, Jimmy, if you need water, go and cultivate water. If you need humans, go to cultivate good quality of humans. You see, Mother Earth have one ability, reproduce everything that you put there. And if you feel that your heart have the connection with Mother Earth, be really careful for what you cultivate in your own world. I always say to my students, be picky for what you choose to cultivate in your life. Because one day you need to eat these fruits. And is the one day you go to share these fruits. You know? So I think in the Andean tradition, this is the most powerful connection that we have. The connection with Mother Earth. You know? And that is when it's not possible for you to be connecting or go deeply into Mother Earth if you don't really be connecting to your heart. You know? Because the only way to really move and go internally into the internal worlds of Mother Earth is if you know how to navigate your internal world. You know? And there is the other part of the mistakes that humanity live right now. We thinking that heaven is outside, is in the top, is in this other world that is magical and beautiful and amazing. And we see Mother Earth like resources to go there. You see? When really the real spirituality is the spirituality that we live here in Mother Earth. Is the one that helps us to be connecting with her, not to disconnect with her. And I say to my students, I always say, we have to be a human is a huge privilege. You know, because many spirits apply in the cosmic world to finding a human experience. You see? So when we are here in this human world, in this human experience, we really reconnect with what is the essence of spirituality. And the heaven is here because it's how we create and what we create. And whatever we put here is going to be reproducing. And not just for me, if not for all my brothers and sisters, all the people that I know and the people that I don't know too, go to receive these benefits. So maybe this is the mission of the Andean tradition in one point. In the other point, and this is coming with the healing aspect, the Andes is beginning in Chile, the really south, and go all the way to the northern part of Canada and the States in Alaska. This is the longer line of mountains that exists in the planet. So the Andes is not just South America, it's all America. And there is coming these legends of the eagle and the condor. And the beautiful part of the unification of something that supposedly is separate. My elders always say, we don't be separate, we are just one culture. That we choose to be separate the moments that we move into this other world is different. And here, in this time, in this moment in humanity, many of the problems is coming from the nervous system. So the people need to go to the temples, not just in South America, North America too, to repair their own nervous system. You know, to recabling the connection with Mother Earth. This is maybe in a healing process. What is the mission of the Andean mountains with Mother Earth now? And also in micro way, what is the mission of the Andean people helping humanity right now? You know?
Wow. Wow, Jamie, thank you so much. You touched on so many things. I have so many questions. First, I'd like to thank you for bringing about that accountability piece, to be accountable to what we bring into our life so that we are accountable to what we're bringing into others' lives. That is such an important practice on this spiritual journey. And when you're speaking in terms of these sacred temples, and to go to these sacred temples, utilizing them for really what they're needing to be utilized for, that really tracks with me. So what is a practice that the Andean people lean into, or maybe you lean into, to help people get into their heart? Is there a particular practice that you could share with the listeners today?
Well, we have all one system, we say like this. The ancestors say that, part of the legend say that the creators, Godfather and Godmother, teach us how to building a world, our world, or what we call Texemuyo, you see, your own world. And that is what now the people know this is the kind of medicine like a MESA program or MESA teachings, The MESA teachings help us to building our internal world. What mean? For example, if you need to exercise your mind, you go and reading and, investigate, have information and, empower your perception, your mind, your knowledge. If you need to harmonize your body, you go to the gym to run, to things, sweating and harmonize your body. How you harmonize your soul? How you harmonize your internal world? You see, that is when the ancestors teach us how to building our mesas and create like sacralize some, well, we say like this, some stones, some sacred, stones or crystals sometimes, to create some kind of pillars, access to our internal world. So every time that we feel that we need to clean and purify our internal world, we go to our mesa and we beginning to purify all the different, we say, pieces, essence, pillars of our internal construction. So we beginning to be responsible for what we build in our own life, what we create in our own life. And there we are creators. You see, because we create some kind of access for some kind of energy that we know is there, but we don't really touch. You see? So we create the mesa and we moving pieces in the mesa with a particular form, in a particular moments that help us to empower our internal world. So the mesa is maybe the most powerful practice that we have in the Andean tradition. Because in one way it represents like hologram of who you are from the internal world. You see? And that is when we begin in the connection with our heart. And when we go back to our heart, we always practice this kind of technique that is like calling yourself back. Okay? Because generally, we never call ourselves. So somebody call your name and you pay attention. Okay, who calling me? But you never call you. You see? So when we say this part, we work in these three energies, that is invoke, evoke, convoke. What mean? Remember, call, and arrive. If you don't remember yourself, how you call something? If you remember, what you do with the memories of you need to call yourself. And later you arrive. So for me personally, every night, this is my spiritual practice. Every night, before I go to sleep, I calling myself back and say, Jamie, and my full name, come back. You see? And because I love to sleep with me. You see? And in the morning, it's the same. Because I travel from, all this unconscious world that I go or we go when we sleep. In the morning, before I open my eyes, I say the same. Jamie, da 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 da, come back. And I repeat this part 3 times for my mind, for my body, and for my soul. You see? So I arrive here with me and be with me. Many, and this is something that is really basic in how, in my tradition, in the way how I teach my students, but it's maybe the most powerful reality. Because help you to be more in integrity with yourself, in connection with you, and sometimes you miss yourself, because we are in many different realities, but we don't be here with us. So sometimes, one day, for example, I don't know why I feel so angry with me. And I am angry, and I don't know why. I feel so angry with myself. And I realize that in this time I working so hard, I do many things, I be with many people that I don't have the time to be with me. So one part of me is angry because I don't be with myself. I don't give time for me to just sitting and talk, or just visualize that I hug myself. So yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. My word, that is beautiful. The practice that you just described, the remembering, the calling, and the arriving, that really, boy, it lands very deeply with me. I love the idea that you just gave our listeners a tangible tool, a practice that they could do, at home. And you said again that you do that 3 times. You remember, you call, you arrive for all 3, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Because I love the idea that you're sharing a practice for the listeners that they can do at home, because there's so many of us, that can't be right there with you, that can't be on that sacred land, and that leads me to the idea that understanding that, yes, this whole world, in my language, we would say, Mahainar, Mother Earth, Pachamama for you. She's so sacred and so beautiful, and we are so grateful to be here and to be this connection, walking prayers, so to speak, but for everybody to have something that they can take from you in this way. Sharing your light is such a beautiful treat for everyone. So is there anything else you could suggest that people could do that may have never been to the Andes, or may never get to go, or even if they've been there, can they do in their own environment? Say if somebody is in New York or across the seas, what can they do to be further along on their path?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sometimes we live in this human creation, and it's really hard for us to go out for what is nature. One thing that is beautiful, and I always try to empower people in this way. One of my elders say, if we make some mistake in life, so in the Andean traditions, we don't have this idea of mistakes or faults, or the Catholics talking about pecados. I don't know how to say pecados in English, but anyways, is to break in nature. You see, for us, we really respect nature. We don't touch one stone, it don't like to be touched. You see? We need to talk with the stones. We need to talk with the trees. We need to talk with every single form of life before we touch, move, or create something. You know? So my elders say to me this beautiful thing. He say, nature is sacred because help us to remember one beautiful thing, that we have this nature inside of us. You see? The challenge is that when we don't accept who we are, we always try to change. So the same idea that what we do in Mother Earth externally, we do internally for us. And it's worse sometimes. Because we see some trees, some stone that is not there, we don't like to that be there, and we move and take out and change, you know? And the same for us. We see some defects that we have and we don't like, and we change, and we try to do everything to transform this situation, this reality, you know? And this is the main mistake that we make, because we don't respect what is nature. And what is your own nature? I always say to my students, you see things, you see this nature externally, well, exists all one nature internally too. And it's such a beautiful, like the same of what you see outside. You just need to go and reconnect with this nature. And give this nature need to be a planet that is free and is full of life. You know, when you empower your own nature, you're beginning to respect more who you are. So you're beginning to respect more the nature of Mother Earth. You see? And maybe you're beginning to communicate with this nature. And part of the specialities in the Andean tradition is this idea of Wakanism. Waka is so it's possible to be one stone, it's possible to be one river, it's possible to be one tree. It's one strong spirit that have the way to talk and share with you and teach you. I remember one day leading a group in Machu Picchu, and these two guys talking about how primitive is this Andean people that believe in stones. I say to the guy, sorry, I say, listen to you. In what you believe? I say, oh, I believe in Jesus Christ, of course. Sorry to mention, you know, but it's one thing that has happened. And I say, how old is Jesus Christ? Says 2,000 years, more or less old. Huh? How old is one stone? Who have more stories to share? You see? So sometimes the simplicity of nature is really not judgeable if you know how to have access there. If you have the sensibility to see and connect with one simple stone, it's possible to teach you many things. It's for the reason that when we create our mesas, we use stones. Because we receive the knowledge for each of these ones. You know, that help us to navigate all the story of humanity. Not just humanity, the story of the planet, the cosmic story. You know, so if we're talking in this way, the spirituality in America is really advanced, because I know in North America people sharing in the same way. Native people talking about the trees, the 7 generations, all these philosophies, such a beautiful complementary for what Andean native people in the South talking. So for me, the legend of the eagle and the condor is something that is so vivid that maybe is the medicine that humanity needs right now. Sorry to feel so emotional, but it's something that I feel deeply in my heart.
I understand that completely, my friend. I have tears in my eyes as well when you speak in those ways. And it is true, we are at a time when, the only way through in my heart and how I see it and how I feel it is to understand that common thread that runs through all of us, that the ways that we are the same, the ways that we say what we say and pray how we do and lean into the simplicities, the rocks that are ancient and Mahaina, Mother Earth, Pachamama, who shows us the way. And I've always believed that our bodies are just extensions of Mahaina as we get to walk on this journey. And it's a beautiful journey. And it's a beautiful journey when we have each other to lean into in that way. And that story of the eagle and the condor is very near and dear to my heart because, being of the Native American background that I am and the people that I come from, we honor in reverence the spirituality of your people. And really, in actuality, I see us as all one because we are all earth-based. Yeah, we are all earth-based, leaning into the same thing for the greater good of all people. And I appreciate the gifts that you bring, my friends, so much. And the work that you do is so necessary for this earth. And our listeners from all around the world are getting so much from our session today. And I appreciate you. As we are kind of nearing, the culmination of our time together, just this time, what would you like to leave the listeners with? If there was one thing that you were going to drive home for the sake of the greater good, what is it that you'd really like the listeners to lean into at this time in our world?
One thing, Princess, we're talking about the legend of the eagle and the condor. If you realize it's two, I go to maybe sound a little bit controversial with what I go to say, but maybe something that people need to listen. In the Indian tradition, some of my elders believe that we have some kind of sickness, some kind of things that virus that people put in ourselves. And one of these is the belief system in one God. Okay? My elders say that the God is chulya, what means don't know how to share. So don't know how to work with somebody more. You see? It's like unique. Is me, you, is the stone, is the tree, is the planet, is the cosmos, the star, is everything. But because it's everything, don't know how to share, don't know how to co-work, don't know how to coexist. In the Indian tradition, we believe in the creator, but in two. The creator of a mother and the creator of a father. You see, I honor in both. You see, I honor in the idea of God Father and God Mother. Work together. So it's like the black and the white. I live in both sides. And for us, black represent the mother and white represent the father. The sacred space and the connection with the one that donate the space and time. So we need to learn how to work to coexist. How to share and respect the other. My master always say, we don't live in the light, we don't live in the dark, we live in between. What exists in between is the rainbow. For this reason, my organization is called Children of the Seven Rays, because represent the child that walk in this rainbow and recognizing that life is full of colors. What means every single person have different perception, different realities, different points of view. And we need to learn from every single aspect. But Godfather and Godmother is there to support in this path. But it's not that we need to live between the black and white, or the good and bad, or the yes and no. You see? And it's something that people try to really focus in what is true and what is false and what is right, what is wrong. You lose your time there. And I'd like to finish with a message that I received in one temple in the Titicaca Lake in Tiahuanaco, that say, with no fears, look your internal world, and walking with reverence, feel the power of your heart. We have a lot of fears to look inside. It's easy to look outside, you know? And when we look inside, basically some people is terrified. You know, look your internal world. Walk in depth in your internal world, not in like whatever place, if not walking with reverence. Because it's the only way how you go back to your heart in reverence. And feel the power of your heart, because your heart is good. This beating, this physical beating, give to you like the drums, you know? Boom, 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 boom. Give to you the direction, calling you. Say, come here. Feel the power in your heart. You know? When I receive this knowledge, I feel like I am really young. I am maybe 17, 18. And it's like, I don't understand. But now, I think this is my mission. And this is what I try to help, you know, humanity to go there. And to don't have fears, just look your internal world. Walking with reverence there. And feel the power of your heart. You know? It's such a beautiful path. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy way. It's not easy path. But it's the most amazing one.
Oh, my friend, what a way to wrap up this session. Walk with reverence. Walk with your own heart. Boy, that's beautiful. That is absolutely profound. And I think that our listeners are going to get so much of that, because that heartbeat of their own life, that drum beat, that we would always say that, you know, for our drums, because the native people, my native people, you know, we look at the drum as the heartbeat of the people. And so that touched me very deeply, and I appreciate that. You know, we all walk with our own heartbeat, and we have that opportunity, you know, continuously to get in touch with ourselves and to remember and to call in and to receive, and to do that for our mind, our body, and our spirit. Boy, my friend, I say thank you, because that's going to be a practice that I am going to implement in my own life. Thank you for sharing your gifts on this time. It has been an
My
absolute
pleasure.
joy. Thank you so much, Jamie.
My pleasure, Princess. Thanks to you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for listening. Jamie Alvarez Acosta, we appreciate you so much. And so it is.